Hi my loves, welcome back to another video. I have been MIA, but we are back and we are going to be working on some cake pops and strawberries. So we are going to be making 2 dozen strawberries and 2 dozen cake pops, and we're going to start off with our cake pops. So here I am just using this mold just to make sure that all my cake pop balls are all the same size, and then I am shaping them using my hands. And I am applying pressure as I roll. And here is our cake pop, no cracks or imperfections. So while I roll this dough, I am quickly going to share with you the details of this order. I am working on a bridal shower order, and they ordered 2 dozen tea party cake pops, and they wanted it also to be decorated with wildflowers, and also 2 dozen strawberries decorated the same way. So we're going to try to fulfill that. So here are the paper straws that I am using, and they are a wildflower theme. And I'm just going to go ahead and insert them into each cake pop. And I am doing 12 cake pops, chocolate, and 12 vanilla. And now that we are ready to move on to dipping our cake pops, I am just dipping my chocolate cake pops in milk chocolate. I'm going to check the temperature, make sure that it's ready for dipping, and we're just going to go ahead and get started. And because the milk chocolate covers the cake pop completely, I feel that it is not necessary to double dip, but it is your preference. And don't forget to have a skewer close by for any air bubbles that may appear. Now moving on to our white chocolate, and for white chocolate I do always double dip just because I feel like it gives better coverage. The white chocolate, the first dip is always a little see-through and you can see the dough peeking through. So I do like to double dip just to make sure everything is fully covered. And while we wait for our cake pops to dry, I am just going to go ahead and work on some fondant pieces that we're going to use to decorate our cake pops. And I am using Fondant by Wilton. And I went ahead and worked on my fondant pieces in advance. I did them a day before just to make sure that they are nice and hard. But I feel like I'm still going to be short. So I am going to go ahead and work on my last bit. And I did do 3 tones of blue. I did a light blue, a more medium tone blue, and royal blue. And I achieved all 3 colors using royal blue by Chefmaster. To achieve a lighter blue, all I did was apply less food coloring. And for the mold, I did use this mold that I bought from Amazon. It is a flower mold, and it comes with 4 different sizes, but I did go ahead and just use 3 sizes. The larger size I did not use. And now I'm going to apply the fondant into each crevice using my thumb to smooth it out and make sure it is very compact. And this is what we should end up with, a little flower. And I'm going to be repeating this process until I have enough fondant for all my cake pops and strawberries. This is the most time consuming part about working on borders. is all the fondant pieces and details that each order requires. So I do highly recommend that you guys work on your fondant pieces in advance. That way it gives you enough time to work on them, to let them dry, and you are not overwhelmed the day of the order. Here is a close-up of the smallest flower this mold offers. This mold is very convenient. I bought it off of Amazon and it's super detailed. Each flower comes out with so much detailed and it's so easy to use. Highly recommend it. And for anybody interested in knowing where I bought any of the products that I'm using in this video, all products will be linked down in the description box. So now that we have all our fondant flowers ready to go, we are going to recycle the fondant that we had just used to make fondant flowers. And we are going to use it to make our fondant pieces for our teapot. I do not like to waste product, and fondant is getting pretty expensive. So we are just going to go ahead and reuse them. So here is the mold that I am using for our teapots. And this mold I got from Lavender's Bake Shop. Again, the link will be down in the description box. And they come with 4 different designs. So here's the first one, which is the top of the teapot. It is a ring of flowers. And for the second part is the little handle to the teapot that looks like this. And lastly is the sprout of the teapot, and it looks like this. And I know it looks kind of weird. You can't really tell what it is that I'm making until we assemble the whole teapot. But just trust the process. I promise you it's going to look super cute. So here is a close-up of the sprout. And it also comes with a little flower that you can use to decorate your teapot. But that part of the mold we will not be using since we have all these flowers already made. And a tip that I would like to share with you guys is when you are working on fondant pieces, go ahead and dry it the shape that you want it to dry. So lay it down, mold it to the shape that you want, and let it dry. That way when you're ready to assemble it, it is already the shape that you need it to be. And since we use blue fondant for our fondant pieces, I am going to go ahead and paint over the blue fondant using my luster dust and lemon extract. And I'm going to paint them gold. That way it looks more like a teapot. And once they are fully painted, I do recommend that you allow your fondant pieces to dry for like a good 10 to 20 minutes before applying it to your treats. And my luster dust is from Divine Specialty. I love this luster dust. I bought it a couple years back and I still have a lot of it left over. So highly recommend. And now we are going to go ahead and apply all our fondant pieces to our cake pops. So I'm just going to be using my chocolate as glue. And as always, if I am applying my fondant pieces to milk chocolate, I am going to use my milk chocolate to glue them on. So the first thing we are going to glue on is the ring of flowers, which is the top of the teapot. And then we are going to glue on the handle. And I am just grabbing the handle, placing it where I think I want to place it. It's going to leave a little mark. And I am going to apply the chocolate as glue to those little marks. And then hold on to the handle until I am for certain that it has dried. Now I am going to do the same process for the little sprout. And I'm just going to hold it in place and make sure that it is completely dry before I let go. I'm going to repeat this process to the rest of my cake pops. And now that we have all our teapots assembled, we are going to go ahead and paint over any spots that we might have missed using our luster dust and any spots that became discolored while we were holding on to the pieces. And here is a close-up of what we have so far. This is what our teapot is turning out to be. It looks super cute. I just need to add the little flowers and give it that final touch. Moving on to our white chocolate, we are going to be using our white chocolate as our glue. And it is very important that you use the correct color glue for your desserts. That way, when you apply your fondant pieces, you cannot see the glue peeking through. And if you can see it peeking through, it is not so noticeable since it is the color of your treats. Here is a little close-up of all the flower pieces that we made with fondant. Look how beautiful they look. I am in love with the little ombre effect that we are getting out of these little flowers. So now I'm just going to set them to the side and get ready to decorate our little cake pops. Starting with the white cake pops, I am just going to go ahead and randomly apply the little flowers to the cake pops in different shapes, sizes, and colors. There is no right way to apply them. Just go ahead and do whatever floats your boat. Just make them all look super cute. The only thing that I did do was however I laid my flowers in whichever design or shape, I went ahead and made 6 cake pops the same way with the same layout. That way they would all match. And then I would go ahead and move my flowers around and make another 6 cake pops that way, and etc. And we are going to repeat the same step for the milk chocolate cake pops. And now that all our cake pops are decorated with our flowers, I am going to go ahead and decorate our cake pops, adding some flower stems using Color Mill Stage. I went ahead and colored some white chocolate with the Color Mill Stage, and this is what I got. And I just went ahead and added a little flower stem to our flowers just to give it that extra pop. And for our flower stems, I just went ahead and did whatever I thought looked cute. I did no design in particular. I just went ahead and winged it. I free drew it to the best of my abilities. And this is what I ended up with. Don't be scared to free draw any of your designs. I know that a lot of us are not artists, but it'll be okay. Trust me, it'll be okay. As long as you make sure that the hole on the piping sleeve is small and that you can get a precise drip from your chocolate, just go ahead and free draw it. I'm sure it is going to come out looking great, and over time you are going to get better and better at free drawing on your desserts. So now that we have all our K-pops ready to go, I am going to go ahead and work on our strawberries. Guys, look at these beautiful strawberries. I got them from the grocery store and they are so big. Perfect, no imperfections. They look nice and fresh. The leaves look amazing. I love them. What can I say? I'm obsessed with these strawberries. I love it when my strawberries are nice and fresh, big and juicy. It makes my work look 10 times better. And before we start dipping, I am going to go ahead and eliminate all the air bubbles stuck in our chocolate. I'm going to tap it until all the air bubbles go up to the surface of the chocolate and pop on their own, eliminating all the air bubbles. Once we have our chocolate ready to go, I am going to go ahead and submerge my strawberries into my chocolate, tapping on my wrist to eliminate all the excess chocolate. And again, we are just going to do 12 strawberries in milk chocolate and 12 white chocolate. And here is our strawberry looking super good, nice and juicy. And actually, it looks pretty delicious if you ask me. Now that we have all our strawberries dipped, we're just going to go ahead and do the same thing that we did with our cake pops. We're just going to go ahead and lay down our flowers, and then we are going to add our leaves. So everything was going well up until this point. Can you guys believe I forgot to record the ending of this video? I forgot to film the final result of these treats, and I was so mad at myself when I was looking back at all this footage. And I realized that I have hours of footage, but I did not record the ending of this video. So what had happened was this week I was not taking any orders, but I had a client, a returning client, who asked me if I could work on a bridal shower order for her daughter. And I did not want to decline the order because this customer has ordered from me repeatedly. Not only has she ordered from me repeatedly, but her whole practice has ordered from me multiple times. She is a pediatrician and her whole practice constantly orders different types of treats for any occasion that they are having. So I knew that she was a loyal customer, so I was like, I need to take this order. However, I had so much going on that specific weekend because, of course, the weekend that you have so much going on is when you have more stuff piled on. So this weekend, my sister was moving and she was under a time crunch because she had to turn in her apartment, and she is a first-time home owner. So congratulations to my sister for that. But I had told her that I was going to help her move. And honestly, because it was such short notice, everybody was busy working and it was just me and her available to get all this stuff moved into her new place. So you can only imagine the chaos that this weekend was. So not only was I helping my sister move, but I was so sore, you guys. Like every ounce in my body hurt so bad from moving all that furniture to her new place. That when I started working on this order, I was in so much pain, and on top of that, my stomach hurt so bad. And of course, it's the day that your stomach just randomly starts hurting. But with the grace of God, I was able to pull through and get this order completed. However, I did not record any of the ending of this video. So normally I do pickup only, but since I knew that I was going to be going all over the place and I wasn't going to be home for her to pick up the order, I went ahead and scheduled a delivery for her. So in the rush of delivering her order, I forgot to take final product pictures of the order. But of course, I went ahead and redid 6 strawberries for you guys and 6 cake pops, and this is what we ended up with. These strawberries do look a lot smaller than the ones that I gave her, but I just wanted you guys to have an idea of what the final product was gonna look like, and here we have it. And to be completely honest with you guys, I was not going to upload this video, but I thought there's probably a lot of people wondering how to achieve these teapot cake pops, so I figured why not just share it. So I hope you guys did not mind the ending of this video. I hope you learned a lot on how to make these cute little teapot cake pops. And I hope you enjoyed the video. May God's peace be with you all. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.